Today's social media segment is brought to you by Parabon General Health Systems, modern technology and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights. South Louisiana Bank, it's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Alford and Associates, for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Great day for Nicholls. The induction of Frankie into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is a real proud moment for all of us, and he becomes the 7th member of the Nicholls family to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So big honor, and we're very, very, very proud of Frank.
What makes Frank Monica so beloved? Winning championships at 3 different schools, coaching on a college level, doing things that he loved to do for over 50 years. What do you think attracts players to a guy like that?
Honesty, one. Realistic. He'll tell you what you can and can't do. And a good man.
On a beautiful baseball night where Nicholls State has a great baseball team, it was nice to see one of their old players get honored, not only for his great achievements, but for his coaching career and all the Hall of Fame achievements that he has secured as a coach. 284 wins later, we listen in as Frank Monica was honored at Nicholls State.
Please direct your attention to the field as Jonathan Terrell and baseball coach Mike Silva and Dr. and Mrs. Clune are joined by Frank Monica. Frank is joined by his wife Nancy, his family, friends, and former Nicholls teammates. Frank, who is a member of the Louisiana High School Sports Hall of Fame, will be inducted into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame this June in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Frank will be the 7th member of the Nicholls family to have this extraordinary honor. From 1967 to 1970, Frank was a member of the Nicholls baseball team and served as team captain during the 1970 season. That year, while starting at third base, Nicholls baseball reached the NCAA Division II College World Series Championship game. The 1970 baseball team is one of only 2 teams inducted into the Nicholls Hall of Fame. After Nicholls, Frank spent over half a century coaching football and baseball. His time coaching included 12 seasons on the Tulane football staff, making tonight's game especially significant. And during his high school years, Frank coached 3 state championship teams. One of those championships was at St. Charles Catholic, where the field is named Frank Monica Field. Frank, the Nicholls family, including your family, friends, and former teammates, are proud of your upcoming honor and are forever grateful to call you a colonel. All right, Frank, it's time now to throw out the ceremony first pitch. All right, fans and parents for Frank Monica.
Coach, you hit the outside strike zone.
Oh my God! I didn't hit the parish. How you doing? He had a strict rule that we had to wear a belt, we had to wear socks to school, we had to be out of our bed for 8 o'clock. Martin, the sideburns could not be, I'm Charlie, verify this, could not be lower than the whole of your ear.
That's right. Really?
And when we dressed, we got on our knees and all our stirrups had to be the same. I mean, your shoes had to be polished. I mean,
were you strict like that, or did you have to start bending a little bit?
I was pretty close.
Yeah.
I was pretty close. You know, I said, you know, the old sign over the locker room, the equipment room said, if it's not issued by this equipment room, you don't wear it. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of things, you know, because you don't want to promote individualism. It's all about the team.
That's right.
It's all about the team, and I think that's something that Didier promoted within me, and I took it to another level. You know what I mean? So
what a great night to see a guy like Coach Frank Monica come in. Both teams can claim a little rights, but Nicholls claims a bigger right. Isn't that great for the university?
It is. You know, Coach Monica's a Colonel alum, just a great support. He's here every year for Manning Camp. It's great to see him back out at baseball. We're very proud of him being a Colonel.
Yeah, he's had so much success in coaching, 284 wins, and he still thinks he's not deserving of tonight. He was so humble, but sometimes you got to shake him and go, Coach, you won championships at 3 different schools, and he is well deserving.
What a gem, you know, what a night to do it. We got a great crowd out here. If you haven't seen Colonel Baseball, you should come and see Colonel Baseball. They're hot right now. It's a perfect night to honor Coach Monica, who coached at both places.
JT, what does this night mean when you get a guy like Frank Monica to come in? And I saw a lot of the old players who were pretty good players. They went off. And to get a guy like that of that caliber, that means a lot, doesn't it?
It does mean a lot. I mean, it means a lot for all alumni to come back, and to have this group who won championships, to be around this baseball team is just unbelievable. To have a coach such as Coach Frankie Monica and all he's done in the state, I mean, that's why he's being inducted, right? Because how good he is as a person, but as he was as a coach. And to bring all of these people back has been awesome. I love to see it. I love to see them come on and cheer on the old Colonels.
All I can tell you is I had the opportunity to play 1 year with him, his freshman year, and thoroughly enjoyed it and followed his career throughout, even when he left the high school ranks and went and played coached at Tulane University. Hell of a guy, nice guy to know.
Actually, when Frank came over to Nicholls, I was a sophomore, and it took me 3 games to get hurt real bad. But I got to know him, during the time that he was there. And of course, like I was telling him tonight, man, he deserves what he gets out there. He works hard. He knows what he's doing, and I'm proud of him. To tell you the truth, knowing him.
I bet y'all could tell stories for days, huh, Coach?
Yeah, some of them, I don't know if I want it on the air, but I can tell you a ton. Ray gave us, what was that place? The College Inn. The old College Inn. So you remember that, Marshall? Mm-hmm. So we had a chance to bring a date. So the band takes a break. So a bunch of us get the bright idea, we were going to play music. Well, we did have one guy that could play a little bit on the guitar. The rest of them didn't know nothing. So we're up there playing music and got people dancing. So then the guy calls us. The guy, I don't know, we got turned in. So the next day, the Monday, he said, this guy called from the band. He said, Frank, they said they got X amount of dollars worth, of damage because they had beer and the saxophone and blah, blah. He said, what were you playing? I said, Coach, I was playing the trumpet. He said, you know what they about the trumpet? I said, well, I'll play around with it. He said, you're lying.
Championships with 3 different schools. What did that mean to go from school to school and figure out that you were pretty good at what you were doing?
Well, a lot of them were runner-ups too. I mean, that's something that they weren't all victories, as you know. But I think it's a credit to the coaching staff that I had, a credit to the kids they allowed me to coach them and coach them hard. I have the expression I coached them all the same, all bad. So and I think that's important. And my favorite expression is you get what you tolerate, whether it's raising kids or coaching football or baseball. So that was big for us, and a lot of that came from Coach Ray Didier. It just sifted down into my mentality as a coach and organization, and just making kids accountable.
Yeah. You talked about the fact that you coach in college, you coach in high school, but your real love was St. Charles, because your kids went to school there, and you got to go full circle there. But what ability do you think you had to reach high school kids? Because we all know that can be a difficult job sometimes, but when did you figure out that you had the knack to do that?
Well, I think it's important that you don't accept anything but their best effort. You know, I mean, that's so important. I mean, you make all the little things very important. The way they tied their shoes, the color that they wore, whatever they wore, they're all going to look the same. I think they make everything important. That's the most important thing. Whether it's the locker room, flushing the commode or whatever, just make everything important. And that to me, whether that foot belonged in this spot, your hand belonged, the hand placement, whatever it was, just make that important and drill the kids on that. And if you make the little things important, the big things take care of themselves, especially the discipline.
When you were at Lutcher and you were an assistant, then all of a sudden, I think at 26 years old, they make you the head coach. You were following a state championship team. You were graduating over 30 people. Was there an oh my God moment?
No question. That's a great question. I was 26 years old. We just won the state championship. Lou Sanamon was the head coach and took another job in college. And two school board members came to my house about 10:30 at night and said, Coach, congratulations. I said, for what? I said, you're the football coach at Lutcher High School. I said, no, I'm not. I said, get out of here. I said, I'm too young. We just won the state championship. I'm not following the state championship. We lost all these kids. But I decided they talked me into it, and I took it over. And ever since that time, I mean, it was a great moment for me and a great opportunity. And the people at Lutcher were just tremendous with the support I had and a community I dearly miss today.
And seeing Nicholls playing Tulane today, and go back to 1970 when y'all made it to the World Series, and y'all in Northeast were always going at it, but y'all beat some good teams that year. Y'all end up in the finals. I think y'all won the first two games. Am I not mistaken?
We were 2-0. We were 2-0 going into the winner's bracket, and the other team had to beat us twice, and we played a twilighter. But prior to that, I don't know if people realize, we lost the first game in the regional. In the second game, we were losing 3-0 in the ninth inning, and we came back to win that game and ran all the way through the losers bracket to win. And in fact, the bus driver was already in the bus cursing us out at the time. But we came back to win that regional in Illinois, and then we had to go to Missouri to play the World Series. It was a twilighter. We lost the first ball game. We led 5-4 going into the eighth inning, but we lost that first ball game. And then the nightcap, we lost 2-1 to a team from California.
We meet once a year as a team in Baton Rouge at Rick Bejon's house for a little reunion every year. And like I say, this is just another day for us. You know, we see each other. Probably we don't go a month without seeing each other. Charlie and I went charter fishing there last year together, and I'm at Gene's all the time, and it's just a brotherhood that can't be broken.
Yeah. How important was it to have four pitchers like y'all had on one team?
It was really important, and I want to say Kenny and I and Charlie were the mainstay of the four.
We let Dinkle come in and mop up.
Yeah, Matt Dinkle, yeah, I don't know if you know Matt.
Let's talk about that team, because y'all were there. Y'all were right there, and of course, Northeast, and y'all had great teams, and y'all were beating LSU and everybody else, but y'all were so close, but that journey must have been exciting.
Oh, it's very exciting. But yeah, we're a brotherhood, and you know, if I don't see them for 5 years, when I do see them, it's just like the next day, you know. But we were a team. I mean, we didn't have the best talent in the world, but you wasn't going to beat us as a team. Right. We played together.
But we did have the best coach. Coach Didier was one hell of a man. He was a prince of a fella.
We hear so much about him, but he was ahead of me. What was he like?
He was a great person, and he was hard on you. If he said you had a meeting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, don't come there at 4:01. You're not getting in. He had very few rules, but he stuck by them. And that's the kind of man he was, and that's the kind of man I'd want for my kids to play for and be with.
A gentleman, never cursed, you know, very stern. Demanded perfection. Demanded perfection.
Didn't y'all start that rally in the semis, I guess, with 2 out, the batter had 2 strikes, no balls, and that's when the rally started?
That's when it started. I was against Tennessee Morton, and that was in the regional, though. And that was against Tennessee Morton, and we came back, and it was a phenomenal comeback, and we called home and said we're still here because everybody had packed their bags after we lost that first ball game and thought that we were going to go home. But the guys were really resilient, just like Coach Didier was, and he didn't bend. And I mean, we just followed his lead. We just followed his lead about being mentally tough, and that's what we had. We had a bunch of guys that were just down-home players, and we were just a tough, scrappy group of guys. No All-Americans, but just a solid group of players.
Weren't you the captain on that team?
I was, and I was very fortunate to be the captain, elected captain of that team, and I love my teammates, you know, and the whole deal. And we did a lot of things at the time. When I first got here, we called it the Ponderosa. There was 16 of us living in one house, and so it was natural for us to bond very, very closely, and that was a lot of fun. And guys that, as you can see, the ones that are still living here, we still stay in touch, and it's been a tremendous ride.
Isn't this great for Nicholls? I mean, y'all played, y'all know what it's like, but that's a great night, huh, man?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of games, but the honor and Frankie, well deserved, and yeah, we got a good bunch of older guys showing up, so it's great. It's good to see a few faces I hadn't seen in a while for sure.
This has been a great year for Nicholls. I mean, Mike Silva's doing a great job as a coach with Nicholls, and hopefully he sticks around for a while. And it's always a pleasure to come out and watch Nicholls play.
I graduated in 1980, and actually my last year was the first year of the new field. And it's good to see all the environment getting back to what it was.
Brings back some memories.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing that national anthem gets everybody fired up. Looking forward to the game tonight. Great crowd for Nicholls, and we love Coach Silva. Keep it up.
What does tonight mean for you coming back, and you're going to be inducted into yet another Hall of Fame coming up, but does it get old?
No, it doesn't get old, and you know, I keep pinching myself, saying, why me? Really, I mean, there are a lot of guys out there that have had a lot of success, and guys that have more success than I have, but I think that, you know, diversity, by being in college, by being in high school, several different high schools, and that sort of things. I was at Tulane 2 different times, and the first time I was at Tulane, we played against Joe Paterno in the Liberty Bowl, and then the next year was against Lou Holtz in Arkansas, so that was a great experience to go through that, and the recruiting just made so many friends during my recruiting times, and at Tulane going on the road, and that was half the battle too, because I loved recruiting. I enjoyed it, and you know, when I finally went back to high school, and I went back to high school because of my boys, so I got an opportunity to coach them. Didn't coach them for very long though. That was the only thing I regret. And but you know, I wouldn't swap that for. I don't think they enjoyed it, but I know I did.
So Bobby, what a great night for a great. I forgot how funny Frank Monica is. Listening to these stories are hilarious, and he had a nickname for everybody, but such a humble guy.
Yeah, I tell you what, and when you were hearing the announcer talking about his career, I mean, gee whiz, 50 years of coaching from all levels, I mean, that's just remarkable right there.
Yeah, no doubt. And Stan, I know you heard that name many times over the years, especially, well, when we did the football shows. Frank Monica was a coach to be reckoned with.
That's the first thing everybody thinks of, I think, nowadays, is Frank Monica with that. But when you get down deep in history and understand what he did for baseball here at Nicholls, pretty impressive stuff for sure.
Yeah. Jamie, when you were coaching and having all that success at Nicholls in baseball, how much did it mean to you guys when you look at the past and that team of the 70s, 1970, that went to the World Series and almost took the whole thing, but those guys still stick together?
You know, history is big in any program, and to have a guy like Frankie back here and all the guys that he played with to come around, it's pretty special because if you can relive all that, because this place is a special place.
Yeah. Can I respectfully argue with you? Because you say you don't deserve it, but 284 wins, that's pretty good.
Well, you know, I mean, those to me, that's just a number. You know, the thing about that, Martin, is who you beat. It's who you play, because I mean, a lot of guys have gaudy records and stuff like that, but you go back and look at your schedule, so who did you beat this year, and things of that nature. It wasn't just, and I never got into the game about thinking anything about wins and anything. It's not about the trophies on the wall. It's all about the experiences you get with your players. I was at a wedding the other night, loved the fact that a bunch of old players were there and we took pictures together. That was very special to me, that they remember that time, even though you were hard on them at the time. But you know that I think discipline is the sincerest form of love. And I mean, because, you know, I think that's very, very important, and the kids have to know that that discipline is going to carry them a long, long way.
And I know a lot of people excited to see you, and great honor.
Thank you so much, Martin, for having me. I appreciate this, and I'm humbled by the fact that you're taking time out to interview me.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Parabon General Health Systems, modern technology, and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke. Know your rights. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer. Attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford. Built Ford Tough. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.